I'm going to show the difference between a slip collar and a dominant dog collar, both in how they're fit and why it's important, in my opinion, to use dominant dog collars on almost all dogs. And the easiest way to start it is to explain that, yes, this dog has ears that are sticking out and they're firm, but it can also represent pit bulls or bulldogs or any dog that has a big head. So we're using this as a substitute for it. This is a 26-inch slip collar, and that's the collar that needed to go over the top of this dog's head. Now, the way these are used is it should ride up underneath the chin, right behind the ears. And if you have a collar that's almost 6 inches longer than it needs to be, you really need to move your arm up to get any kind of pressure on the dog's neck. The second thing is both of these collars fit. The little one is an 18-inch. The one that's a little bit bigger is a 19-inch. Now when these are on and they're riding where they should be, right underneath the dog's chin, right behind the ears, for you to get control of that dog, to get that dog's attention, you only have to pick your lead up about 1 inch. And that's how it's designed to work. It'll ride better there, but it's all you have to do to put a little bit of pressure on the dog and say, hey, 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 stop doing that. Whatever you're doing, don't do it. Whereas, again, this one, that's like this, just to get it over the head, you got to give a lot of upward pressure on it. How much pressure do you have to put on the dog? That depends on the dog. I kind of look at it like how to look at a correction on a dog. A correction is not designed to punish a dog. A correction should only be strong enough to get a behavior change. And that's the same concept to use when you're looking at dominant dog collars. So here's how they work. The dominant dog collar has a ring on one end and a floating ring on the middle, like this. That's what it looks like when it works properly. Okay, so I'll take it apart and show you. Well, first of all, there's no way in the world you're going to get an 18 or a 19-inch collar around this dog's head. It's not going to happen. But with a dominant dog collar, you can do that. We'll bring it around here so you can see. So all you have to do is tape the clip and clip it on like that. And that's a properly fit dominant dog collar. Now I want to say something about this. I designed these dominant dog collars back in the 1990s. And I did it at a time in my life when I used to import a lot of selection tested police service dogs, where I'd bring them into the United States and I would sell them to vendors who would then train them up for a police department and sell them to the department. A lot of these dogs came from Germany, and these people got them as puppies, and they grew up to kind of be a little spoiled, not properly trained. They didn't know any rules, and they ended up being a little handler aggressive. So I ended up having dogs that wanted to eat my lunch. And I designed this so I could get some control over the dog and maybe a little bit of respect from the dog. I probably should have trademarked it or patented it or whatever, but I didn't. And now there are competitors that are selling dominant dog collars. The key to our collar is, and always has been, that the cord we use is a solid hollow core cord. It does not stretch, not a bit. But you can buy cheaper cord material where you will get anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches of stretch depending on the size of the collar that you're using. So in closing, the important thing is when you measure your dog's neck, measure it right underneath the dog's chin, right behind the ears, and get 1 inch of slack on the top so you have 1 inch of material that your leash is attached to on the top. That's the way a dominant dog collar could work.